Hey, so fam, Amelia Adair here. Hope you feeling well. I'm doing well, and we're gonna get into some eating rich and quick. And so fam, if you don't know already, we making some chicken parmesan. Some chicken parmesan, Millie style. All right, real quick, real simple. I pre-seasoned my chicken the night before. And we're going to just add the last ingredient, which is the sazon. I really don't like the sazon to sit overnight just because it is very potent, and I don't want my chicken to be salty. So we're going to just put it in last after our chicken marinated for a day. All right, so fam, it says so as you see. I love that you can see it too. Bring some color to the dish. All right, and so get your chicken right. And then you see this juice at the bottom. Say that for later. All right, we're going to use that for later. Right now, we're going to set our chicken to the side and we're going to cut up our veggies. All right, because you can't have no pasta without no vegetables. If you've been doing it that way, let me show you how to do it. Come on, boo boo. Cut you up some onions, some scallions, some peppers, and whatever veggies you like in your pasta. All right, we are going add a little spinach later on. However, spinach cooks quick, okay? So you don't even gotta worry about that right now. Right now, cut up your onions. I love the taste of onions in my food. So you're gonna see that I always cut them up big because I like to hear the crunch when I eat it. That's how much I just love onions. Now, if you don't like them, mince them up, or just get the minced onion seasoning. I don't even use it because I use so many onions and scallions that it's just gonna be too much onion going on. All right, and so chop up your veggies really small, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our veggies in the pot first because we're gonna have them simmer for the pasta. All right, so fam, so watch and learn. And also get you some cilantro. All right, cilantro, it just brings the onions and peppers together in one ambiance. Okay, I don't know how to explain it, however you can taste it. All right, so fam, and colors are also very pretty when you eating, so that's why I chose to do the yellow and the orange sweet peppers, just because it really makes the pasta pop when you put it all together. All right, so let's finish chopping up these onions and peppers. So fam, while we do that, I'm gonna give you something great to think about as you're cooking this evening, all right? And this really made a difference with my goals and with my days and with my prayers that I've been praying for. And so, of course, so fam, I'm gonna put you on standards versus expectations, all right? We always have a standard that we set. Everyone always talk about high standards and high value and things of that sort. So fam, understand this, that if you set that and you never set the expectations, then you kind of leave a big empty space of guest room, which we don't want. So fam, all right, what we want is what we want. All right, we don't want something close to it, we don't want something less than it. We either want what we want or better. Okay, and in order for that to happen, so fam, you got to be setting these expectations for the people that you want into your life. And what it does is it lets them know how they're going to maintain a relationship with you. All right, so when you don't set an expectation, you leave too much guess room. So when you're dating, they're trying to guess and figure it out. If you set the expectation, they know how to maintain the standard. Okay, so fam, so expectation, what is expected of those people that you have high standards for, right? So if you're dating, are you expecting them to call you every day? Are you expecting them to say happy birthday on every day with a card and things like that? With your brand, are you expecting $100 a week or $100,000 a week? Maybe $1,000 a week. Let's be a little more realistic. Let's give ourselves time to grow. Okay? So with your love life, your finances, your friends, everything that you're praying and asking for, go back and set those expectations. And make sure they're realistic to things that you also do with yourself. Okay? let that marinate. While you letting that chicken marinate, let that marinate for a minute. Whew. All right, let's get back into this dish because you already know. So fam, coach first, chef not even. All right, this is just to make sure you're feeding and fueling your dreams properly, because I could tell you and coach you all over the world. However, if you go home and eat McDonald's, you failed. You failed. Okay, you're not feeding your mind properly. So you're asking your mind to do 20, 30 tasks. However, you're feeding it trash. Let's call it what it is. It's trash. So the results that you're getting is trash because you're feeding yourself trash. Let's do it. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic as we sitting there with our legs crossed, getting our sun and vitamin D. Let's feed ourselves the proper nutrition and stop acting like babies. Oh, that's too healthy. Okay. Well, then your dreams are too rich. Moving on. Let's do this chicken right. So you saw, fam, how I whipped up the egg batter with the chicken from the juice so that you able to really have flavor all through your chicken. You don't want flavored chicken and then a dry, crispy layer. All right? It all comes together. And then you don't want to season your egg with salt stuff, your flour with salt stuff, your chicken with salt seasoning. So you can see I use the salt-free onion blend, and then for the flour I use the pepper, and I use a little bit of that salt, that steak seasoning, because it's very potent. So I just use a little bit of it because we want our flour to have, our crunch to have a little juice to it too, and it just your drool is gonna drip down when you taste that first bite because all the flavor is gonna come together. It's not gonna be overly seasoned. Okay, all right, break it down, and we're gonna do this a couple times so far because the first time it's not gonna be the best. It's gonna be close enough. It's gonna look alright. It's gonna be edible. It's gonna be usable. However, it's not gonna be perfect. All right, and make sure your grease is hot. So when you put it in there, it's a shizzle a little bit. Mine was like 1 second later, and you want to cover this up. All right, when you cover it, you allow the chicken to really cook within first before it start getting real brown on the outside. You know, and we're gonna watch this as we stir our veggies because you don't want to leave the top on too long and it starts to accumulate too much water, and then you have it's just not pretty. Okay, so when you hear it kind of cooking enough and the bottom start to get brown, you want to remove the lid fast because then the water will drip into the grease and then it start getting real poppy. You know, then it start getting real crazy because we know oil and water don't mix. Okay, so flip your chicken around. If you didn't put it in the deep fryer, we working on some appliances over here. Right now we're going to use this little frying pan because it holds a little bit of oil and it allows me to stretch it out a bit. You know what I'm saying? Flip it, cover it back just for a second because it's already pretty much cooked at this point. However, just to be sure, because you know we like everything crispy. Then you want to add, I filled this pitcher up, the measuring cup, 1.5. So I would say about 3 cups of water. All right. Even though this pasta that we use says 14 quarts, that's way too much water. And you know, the way Millie cooks. All right. And so you want to just let that boil for a second. You saw I removed the lid for the chicken. We're multitasking. And then this is kind of really soft pasta already. So you don't want to overboil it where it's kind of just like, you know, mushy pasta. I don't like no mushy pasta. And you want to just cover the pasta with just enough water. So that's how I did this, so that the onion juice could the onion and peppers could kind of sit in there and it won't water it down either. All right. And you ain't got to worry about trying to do 2 pots and boiling because we eating rich and quick. We ain't got all day. 2 pots. Okay. And so while that's doing that, we're going to fry our other piece of chicken. All right. So you see, we dip it in the egg first. Dip. It's okay if it drip. Then we're going to move it right over to the flour bowl. You see how I got it aligned right next to each other, so fam? Because you can't be trying to make too much of a mess. You got to make your SMA, that's what we call it, your SMA nice and clean and smooth so you can transition chicken, egg, flour, back into the egg so it can get extra crunchy, boom, back into the flour, boop, one more time, then boop, straight into the flour. The flyer. The fryer. All right, so fam, and same thing. Once it flour the second time, you want to put it in oil, and then you want to let it cover it up and let it sit. Okay, so fam, and take your time. It's quick, however, you don't have to be rushing. You want to make sure you taking this moment for you. You've been doing things for everybody all day long. You've been doing things for your dreams all day long. You've been focused on everything else all day long. You went on social media for a little while. Like, you're on social media right now. Okay. So just when you're cooking, take your moment and just be like, wow, I'm so grateful to be able to cook this dish. I'm so grateful to learn a new way. I'm so grateful for the new possibilities that's coming your way, and just be grateful for where you're at, and make sure you're not comparing your screen to the neighbor next door. Okay? Because you're not there. As much as you want to try to read and discern, and if you're not there, you don't know for sure. So mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. All right, so fam, so your pasta should be coming along very well. All right? And so one trick that I like to use before we put our magical sauce in, because the sauce we about to use, so fam. Okay. Pause real quick. While you cooking, so fam, just make sure you got on your waist trainer. It does not make your waist smaller. It does make you have a great posture, and it makes sure you're not sticking your stomach out. It reminds you to kind of hold yourself in, hold yourself together. All right, you got a couple more years to go. All right, link below. All right, so fam, back to the pasta. So what we're going to do is take some of this water out. All right, just so that we make sure it's not too watery. Now, don't pour it out. Just set it to the side, nice and pretty. Keep it hot. Get your garlic butter. Make sure you season up your noodles really well. I love this garlic butter. I feel like it's straight to the point, and it has this texture that it melts onto the food. It's like a dry butter kind of thing. So don't overuse this. Now, drum roll. On this reserve pasta. All right, this the jar alone. I was just like, you know what? Sign me up. Sign me up, Italy. All right, look at this pasta sauce, so fam. It is so, you can tell it's so rich. They took their time with it. They didn't just, throw some sugar and tomato sauce in the jar and a couple onions and peppers. They took their time with this. They really took their time with it. So make sure you find you a sauce up in there, if you don't make it yourself, that they take their time with it. And here's the next trick, so fam. Pour that little bit of water in there. Get all that sauce out, I like to do it this way because the water's hot. So it really makes it so smooth to just remove any sauce that's laying around the jar. This jar is so pretty. I threw it out. However, I do like to collect things. This is definitely a collectible, So you want to pour that in there. You saw how I multitask watching that chicken. I took that chicken real quick. You got to be listening for it. So fam, and smelling it too. You don't want it to be burnt. Then we're going to add that very good garlic by Miss Tabitha Brown. Add your onion powder. I like to use the onion and herb. We've been using this all day. The onion and herb. And black peppercorn. I'm like, what's next? I see that Himalaya salt in there. I know I'm going to put a little bit of that in there too. I probably already did. Anyway, so yeah, so fam, mix this up really well. Let that sit for a second. Go back, check that chicken. All right, make sure that chicken is crispy and brown. You don't want no pale looking chicken. If it's pale, go back in the lab. put a little crisp on that. All right, so fam, and then I had little tiny taste testers that I put on the side so I don't cut through the chicken. This is one thing that I do because I know I'm old. My fingers be quick to grab that chicken. I be like, girl, calm down. All right, let that dry out a little bit. We're gonna come back to our pasta. Now this is the olive oil and sea salt butter. Okay, this isn't just butter. So this is olive oil, and we all gonna use a little bit of this brown sugar. So bad. I'm one of them I like my pasta sweet. And brown sugar is a lot healthier for you. All right, so fam, and blend that together. Taste as you go. Make sure it's not too salty. I got ready. I was sitting there. I had to go put a bib on. No, not really. I was drooling though. All right, here, taste a little, cause I see you looking. Let me get some for you. Here. Take a little bit. Beautiful, wonderful, just the way we like it. And once it's done, then you add your spinach, because spinach really steams down really small, really light, and you don't need to overdo it, and it really adds a pretty color. So fam, you know I love the colors. In about 5 minutes, not even, I did turn the stove off. It was on a medium. Just let that simmer, and 5 minutes. Look at this, oh fam. I mean, they gonna think you went to the Italian restaurant down the street and ordered this. This so delicious. All right, it don't even need no Parmesan cheese. It don't even need no garlic bread. It ain't need none of that. Once you do this right, you don't need all these extra carbs and extra cheese, and you don't need all that. Slice up your chicken breast. You saw I sliced it up. Put a little sauce on the top of the chicken. Come on, boo. This is rich chicken Parmesan. All right, and I know thick cheese on top. Sometimes you be like, y'all putting all the cheese, because you gotta process that. So fam, so easy up on the cheese. All right, and if you gotta grate a little bit on top, grate a little on top. A little go a long way. All right. So fam, I was recording, trying to get the finished product, and I was trying not to rush, because I was ready to sit down, pull this waist belt off, and sit out and eat and enjoy it. It came out so amazing. Remember, we used oat flour and avocado oil with it, so guilt-free, tasty, delicious, weightless. I mean, so fam, go out, be great, be amazing. I appreciate you always for tuning in. Subscribe to be a part of the Soul Fam. And check all the links again below. Book you a session. Check out the Amazon products that I have set for you. And I love you, Soul Fam. I'ma see you at the next win. Bye for now. You are appreciated and valued, and thank you so much for helping us grow our channel. I'll see you soon.